Well, happy Thanksgiving, folks. It's turkey time, and I'm going to try to attempt not to contaminate my kitchen in preparing a turkey. It's not that easy. Now, Canadian Thanksgiving is in October because it's colder up there, so the crops come in earlier. American Thanksgiving is towards the end of November. So I went to the local Dillons in Manhattan, Kansas, and they didn't have any turkeys. They say, Thanksgiving's not till November. And I'm cooking for Canadian Thanksgiving. So what I have here is a turkey breast. It was fully thawed before I bought it, so I couldn't show you how to thaw a turkey on the counter, which I do. And what I've done is put it in the sink so that whatever bacteria are floating around in here is contained as best I can. Okay, so there's a little cavity for stuffing. This is just dripping. Do not wash your poultry. It's a bad idea. And what I'm going to do is put it into the roasting pan. And that way everything's contained. Now, I have a mess in my sink. So first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this garbage and turkey blood. This is not easy to do. Depends where your garbage can is, because it's going to drip. So you try and minimize it. And I'm going to run over here. So that's in the garbage can. My hands are covered. I've got a faucet like that. And start rinsing. Get some soap on there. 10 seconds is usually sufficient. You need to get it under that water. These scissors I've now rinsed off. And I have my dishwasher right here so it can go straight in. But this sink is covered in stuff. So I'm going to take this, some soap. Soap and water works wonderful. And scrub that down because that's where most of the bacteria were. For stuffing, I like to use leftover frozen whole wheat bread that we haven't eaten. Just cut it up into some cubes. Stuffing is one of the most contentious issues. Some agencies recommend not even putting it in the turkey. You cook it in a casserole dish. I like the flavor. I've never done one of these turkey breast things before, but there is an area here. So again, everything on my hands is contaminated. Now, my hands are a mess. This stuff's a mess. So that's why we do it right by the sink. Everything in here. Back of the hand. Get the big gunk off. Soap. Fairly vigorous water. Dry. Paper towel. I use my own cloth. Alright, so here's the bird. We're going to glaze it with some citrus and sage and some other spices, but we'll do that during the cooking process. I like to start it off without the lid off, and there you have it. For the potatoes, what we do at Thanksgiving is we invite some people over. They all bring a dish. We provide the bird and the potatoes. These are Yukon Golds, which were actually developed at the University of Guelph in Canada and released in 1981. They're new crops, so they're thin-skinned, so I'm just going to scrub them and then cut them up, and we'll have mashed potatoes. You have to remember that these were grown in the ground, so they could have bacteria and stuff on them. So if you're playing with a cutting board or having it on your counter, you could be transmitting. With all these things and with cross-contamination, it's not simple, and you really have to think like a bacteria or a virus. Where am I? Where can I go? And how can I minimize that risk? And here it is. Finished turkey breast, nicely brown. Now it's got some stuffing in here, so we're going to stick our digital thermometer. It's tip sensitive, but I want to get into the middle where the stuffing is. You need to be 165 to kill off salmonella. Most people like to go a little over with turkey for a whole turkey because it gelatinizes some of the cartilage. This is a breast, so I've probably gone, oh, way too over. So we're gonna let it, you wanna take it in a few places. Well, as I said in the blog post, hopefully I won't be making anyone barf tonight, and it looks like I won't be.
In November, like November 14th?
No, it's October 13th.
Yeah.
They're never there. They got places in Mexico, New York. They have a lawn service.
That's what I was thinking.
Christchurch is a big.
This is my preferred method of keeping sheep. Believe it.
So we've abused it since I'm like the wicked stepfather who moved in and said, we got new rules now. First of which is you're not sleeping in the bed with the girl anymore. And for the first few months, she used to always go to the other room and fist to express her displeasure at that.